Are we on? Oh, we're on. Yeah? Great. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming for this extra curricular lecture. It's going to be a little bit different to the regular coding and everything else that you've seen. My name is Daria, and I work on Polkadot deployment portal, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how it works and some quirks that we had to overcome to make it happen. Right. So our main inspiration for PDP was Vercel, or basically any easy to deploy server platforms. We just wanted to make something that would allow users to deploy parachains quickly. We just wanted to make it in one click. And I actually had a couple people come to me and ask if it really works and if it's really one click. So if you're going to take anything out from today, then it should be that you can create rollups on Polkadot with one click using PDP. And another thing that we're doing is we allow you to manage your rollups on Polkadot using a very friendly UI. So our goal is to make people happier using Polkadot, deploy parachains easier, allow people to experiment, allow people to prototype, so people can just spin something up and try something on it. Right. So this is a list of steps. It's not exhaustive. There are probably more or maybe less steps that you have to do to create a rollup without PDP. Most of them are manual. A lot of them involve infrastructure setup, submitting manual transactions, integrations, running indexers, explorers, so it's a lot. And it's pretty difficult for smaller teams, for example, to start that because they also need quite a lot of funding to keep everything going, and they need special expertise. Apart from Polkadot, they also need people to know infrastructure. So that's where the idea kind of came from. And I'm going to give you a small screenshot preview of how to do this, and then I'm going to give you a live demo at the end. And with PDP, you can create with one click. So you would first fill out some of your chain specifications. You would put in a token symbol, token supply, decimals, and the pseudo account address that will have not magic, they have admin powers over your chain. Then you pick a template to start with. You can start with any template. We really like POP templates. I don't know, because we integrate with them, but all of them are great. Some of them are offering contracts, some of them offering assets. So currently we offer these 6 templates to start with, but using POP CLI, you can actually start with your own, and I will mention that later. So after you picked your runtime, you pick a chain you want to deploy on. It works on all chains. We have tested in all chains. We're deploying things on Western and Paseo constantly. We had 2, I think, working chains on Kusama, and I'm not sure now we had a working chain on Polkadot, but I'm sure it would work perfectly fine. Yeah, and after that, you would pick your core time. So one of the conditions, or one of the, in order to be able to produce blocks on Polkadot, you need core time. So we also offer that right in the interface. And then you click sign and deploy button. So it's more of like a create your rollups with one sign. It's a click, but it's also a sign. So what happens after that? After that, we spin up infrastructure for you. You will get an RPC node and 2 collator nodes. And also we are working, it's in progress, indexers, explorers, and other EVM-specific services. So basically, after you deploy, your chain works, and you can start interacting with it. Not immediately, after an onboarding process of a couple of hours. Right. There's a few very interesting challenges that we faced while building PDP, because there's nothing like PDP in Polkadot ecosystem yet, and we had to come up with a way to allow flexible rollup parachain ownership, because we wanted to do things for the user, but then the user has to do all these different things. They have to register par ID, they have to do the registration of the parachain, and then they have to upload the WASM, and then there's also deposits that they can claim back. And we wanted all of this. We didn't want to control users' like deposits. We didn't want to hold them. We wanted the user to have full control. So I will tell you what we did. And also we wanted the users to be able, like builders, to be able to start producing blocks immediately. We want them to click a button, wait a little bit for deployment, and then the chains are producing blocks, which I will address in a bit too. Right, so the flexible ownership. So we use something that's called pure proxies. Pure proxies are a little different from regular proxies. Regular proxies, basically you tell someone, sign transactions on my behalf, while pure proxy is used more for asset ownership. For example, they use in multisig wallets. They use in multisig wallets in order to easily change participants, because, for example, you have like 3 people in multisig, and if one of them wants to leave the company or whatever, you'll have to throw away your multisig because there's no way to redo it. But if you're using pure proxy, then you can just remove that person from pure proxy, and then you can just add a new person. So pure proxy basically acts as the owner of a resource, and you sign transactions for the pure proxy. So there's pure proxy, which would own the parachain, and I would sign transactions on behalf of it, and then I can add other people to be owners of pure proxy. It's like our shared asset. It's like a specific thing in Polkadot, I think. Yeah, so this is what happens. We create those proxies in advance, and the user goes to the platform. They start deployment. We assign them that, that pure proxy, that owner address. Then they send the money to it, and then after they send the money to it, and so they sign the transaction, they send the money, then we add them as the owner of the proxy. So now at this moment, they are the owner of the proxy, and we have some rights to perform certain actions that we need to perform in order to register parachain and do all the necessary actions. And then the deployment process happens, which is setting up infrastructure and spinning up Kubernetes and loads of different things. And after that, we remove ourselves from that proxy. So user remains a full owner of all the assets, deposits, and everything. So we don't, the only thing we do is we run the nodes for you at this moment. Yeah, so I think this is pretty amazing, but I don't know what are the thoughts. Thank you. Right, one of our main goals was to do the one-click deployment. We just wanted people to sign one transaction and not have to worry about anything else. And that's basically what we're doing. We're getting them to sign. It's a batch transaction to transfer to 2 different addresses because there's 2 different types of fees that we need. And then after that, the deployment starts. That's literally what happens. And then when deployment starts, infrastructure is provisioned, chain spec is generated. We create a Kubernetes cluster with collators and all that stuff, and then we assign the core time. Yeah, so the other problem that we needed to solve is to be able to produce blocks straight away. So you already learned that in order to produce blocks on Polkadot, you need to buy core time. But you need to buy core time in the region previous to the region when you want to start being active. So, and we didn't want people to wait like 28 days or 14 days to start producing blocks. We want them producing blocks now. So what we're doing, so what we're doing is we are buying cores in advance, and we are providing full cores to users with 6-second block time. So basically, it's the best, 6-second block time. And then we're also interlacing cores, which means that this interlaced core can host up to 8 different chains. So 8 different chains can use them, this core. So number 8 is like we decided it's interlaced in 8 parts. It can be interlaced in more parts. But of course, the more parts it interlaced in, the slower is going to be the block production. So for 8 chains on a core, you have 48-second block time. So this is for people who just want to deploy and just try it out. They just want to see what's going to happen if they deploy a parachain. They want to send a couple of transactions. They want to have their own token. I don't know. They just don't need 6 seconds, because not every use case needs 6 seconds. So this project was kind of born from the need of the community for better developer experience. And we work really closely with the community. Puppy team, we work with them all the time, constantly. The whole PDP is built on Puppy. We also collaborate with Pop CLI. We have a representative here, Dan. He's over there. So Pop CLI provides a CLI interface to spin up parachains. And right now, you could use Pop CLI to create a parachain, and then you can go to PDP and you can use it, like you can manage it in there. So we added like API keys in order to do that. So Pop CLI provides an option where you can put your own template. You can start parachain with your own template. We don't have that interface right now, but you can do that using CLI. Yeah, and we're constantly discussing with ecosystem teams about what could possibly make their life easier and better. We're also, this is another thing that we've done. So since our team's main goal is to improve developer experience and make it easy for everyone to use Polkadot, we also create like extra tools when there's time. And this is a core time auto-renewal guide. So renewal process is not that straightforward at the moment. So this guide will just guide you through renewing your core. So this is more for this is more for our current parachains who are already running on cores and they need a way to renew. So they could just use that. So we're trying to create this like UX happy things, if that's a thing. Right, so I'm going to show you how it works, and we can make a parachain. And I hope internet is going to be good enough for that. Okay. Okay. This is our staging environment. So let's make something like PBA chain, PBA token. I'm just going to put myself a sudo because I can. And we can choose, pop assets because we like them. And we can choose a chain. We'll choose Western today because I have the tokens and it's the easiest for me at the moment. But we could try it on Paseo. On Kusama, we would need money. So we're not going to try that now. Here on the side, you can see a breakdown of costs. These are the on-chain costs that you need to deploy, for example, in Western. And there are 2 types of costs. There are reserve funds and non-recoverable costs. So the reserve funds are deposits that you get back after, well, if you decide to offboard your chain, you can get all this money back. And the non-recoverable costs are fees. There's registration fees. I don't know, mainly fees. Like if anyone really wants to know, we have a pretty good breakdown on documentation about what they all do. Yeah, and here you can pick a core time. We can pick a full core because we have it there. Oh yeah, so yeah, okay. All right, so now we're gonna click and everything's gonna happen. I really hope so. The internet should be fine. Yeah, you can pay with mobile wallets, or we have like a setup to pay with multisig as well. So the internet is not in our favor. Damn it. Don't know if we should wait or should restart. Huh? I'm just gonna restart. Sorry, that's a little bit anticlimactic. Right. The face, assets. Yeah, unfortunately, internet is not helping. The cores haven't loaded. All right, we'll deploy without a core. We won't be able to see it producing blocks right now anyway, because the onboarding time is anywhere between 1 hour and 1.5. But we can see it starting. Okay, let's try again. Okay, this is good. Okay. I sign. I go back. And now we're waiting for the transaction to happen. And PDP is waiting to see the funds. So it's going to take a little bit. I could show you other parts while this is happening. Let's see if, yeah, cool, it's almost there. Very cool. Okay, so transaction is in progress. Otherwise, this is your rollup management view. So you'd have your overview here, where you can see your parachain ID, which is not available at the moment because we haven't gone through the whole deployment process. It hasn't been assigned yet. But you see your rollup name, your runtime, your relay, other details. You see the owner, the pure proxy, the owner. You are going to be assigned to that pure proxy, so you assign transactions for it. You can see the payment transaction. And right now it's in draft because it hasn't kicked off yet. Wow, still in progress. We have implemented other parts as well. For example, here, if you decided you want to offboard your rollup, you can use this utility, which helps you go through all the steps, unlock the register, claim the refund, clean up resources from the infrastructure. We also have runtime upgrades, which are in progress, but you can already submit runtime upgrades through PDP. It's not happening. Yes, Roger. Is there Mike? Maybe.
I have two questions.
Tell me.
Does the app show how many cores are available? Maybe there are no cores available, and that's why you didn't have that option.
Yeah, you can. So the cores which are available are the ones that we bought, the ones we're holding. I didn't have that option because the internet's pretty slow, and I think it couldn't pull it.
No, I'm just wondering if maybe they're grayed out because there's no cores available at the moment.
No, you can create the chain without core time, because you can have chain without core time, right? But then when you want to start producing blocks, right, you need core time. And currently you can just go to Polkadot.js apps and buy it manually and assign it manually. Yeah. So all the chains created through PDP, you can interact with them the same way you interact with any other chains. So they're not like gatekept or in any way. So you can just go to Polkadot.js apps and you can buy a core here and assign it to your chain.
And my second question was on the pricing. It looked like that was like a one-time price. Is there any like recurring price, like maintenance?
Yeah, well, not at the moment, but there would be a price for infrastructure. Because infrastructure, right now it's all running on like parity grounds. So these are the prices that you would pay to just register on chain.
So you're basically, during the beta period, you're running it for free. But when it goes live, people have to pay a monthly fee for it, correct?
Yeah, I think the initial idea was that there would be like a SaaS. It would be basically a subscription you pay and monthly, and you just like put your card on it or some sort of payment providing system, and you just live your life. There's another question in the back. Can someone please help? Thank you.
Two questions. The first one is related to the renewal. When I already consumed all my core time, I want to renew. So is there any information about the cost of renewal?
So that's I guess a two-part question. So then right now you cannot renew, like right now we just offer the core time whatever we have. We don't have the method of keep you running like indefinitely, but that's something we're working on right now, like a core time management system. But the price of your renewal would be 3% more than the price you bought your core for.
Is it kind of like guaranteed? This will be fixed, the 3%?
That's not from BDP, that's from Polkadot, that's on-chain data. You could go to core time chain, and I can actually show you.
But is this like only for the, I forgot the name, but like there is a restriction, like I think they were discussing it yesterday or day before yesterday. You shouldn't like rent it, or you should it should be only for you, the core time.
Yes.
So that's why I'm asking this question, is it guaranteed or not? Because what?
Yes. Right now, to my knowledge, so if you look at this, here in this renewals phase, the 7 days, this is the time when, if you had a core in a previous cycle, this is the time when you can renew guaranteed.
Yeah, but with this solution, you are providing it on demand, like the core time on demand. So in this case, like you don't have this kind of guaranteed renewal cost.
Core time on demand is just a core that's sitting there and waiting for transactions or for requests to come in. So it's not guaranteed. It's like it's there, but there could be, I don't know, there could be 20 other projects in front of you sending thousands of transactions. You might not get a chance to get executed on that core. You know what I mean? Core time on demand is on demand.
Yeah, my point is not here. My point is related to the fact that based on what I know so far is like you lose the privilege of having this certain fixed rate by renting this core time to someone else. So there is no guarantee in this case. As far as I remember, I might be wrong. I'm still like new.
Yes, I think I know what you mean. So because we pre-buy core time, and we will give it to someone who would request it, and we will assign them at a certain part in the cycle. We would lose the privilege of renewal, like that core. But we are trying to come up with a solution where we we're trying to come up with solutions where user doesn't have to think about that. You basically sign up, you deploy, and then we in the back will come up with something, make sure you just keep on running. But yes, you can also just deploy, use the infrastructure, and you can buy a core, and you can start in the next cycle, and you will have guaranteed renewal. But then that's something you kind of managing yourself. But we will have something in the interface, like explaining to you what's happening. Right now we have, oh, this is happening. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad. It wasn't like the PDP issue. It's mainly just the internet and connection and stuff. Yeah, I'll just finish what I was saying. Yes, so right now, for example, this is the chain I deployed 2 days ago. And you can see here, it has like 1/8 of a core assigned. So this little corner down there will have some more information for you and some, I don't know, guides and help.
My second question, but before the question, I want to congratulate you for like the internet. It's related to like you just mentioned that I can deploy my own rollup without having a core time. And in this case, what could be the price? I'm paying any on-chain things because like there is no on-chain in this case.
Yeah, so, well, it just, for the reasons, for example, if you wanted to buy your own core and do the guaranteed
But
rate.
without core time in this case. I know, like you just said, like now you are not charging the user for using the infrastructure, but later on. So in this case, I'm not like paying anything, or I have to do something on chain and I have to pay something. Because I'm not buying a core time. So
Yeah,
I
you're
have a roll-up without a core time.
Yeah, well, you're
How
not
much I will be charged?
Well, you're not buying core time, but you're still doing all these transactions. You're still doing a bunch of things in order to register on chain. So core time allows you, it's kind of like you're building a web app, right? So you're building it locally and everything is running and everything is working. So that's your chain. And then when you want it to be available to others and be deployed, you put it in the server. So core time is kind of like your server, but you still, maybe that's not the best parallel, but on Polkadot, you will still need to pay for loads of different fees. Where was it? Was it here? Oh, yeah. So you still need to pay fees. For example, you're paying, so some of the reserved fees, some fees you're going to get back, but then some things you're paying are here. Non-recoverable funds. You're paying some fees for the proxy. Well, that's, I guess, from us. You're paying for the core time, you don't have to pay if you don't want it. You're paying registration fees, reservation fees for the Par ID and registration of your Par chain. And they're all different prices on different chains.
So the deployment is like happening on the main net itself, the relay chain in this case?
Yes, you pick the runtime. You pick what runtime you want to deploy on. You pick it here, and so you can deploy on West End, on Kusama, Polkadot, Paseo. And obviously, when you deploy on Polkadot or Kusama, you're paying real money. Here are the prices. Like Polkadot is quite a bit. But then in Polkadot, this 3,288 dot, you'll get that back if you deregister. So our chain is deploying, which is amazing. That's going to take a while, so we're not gonna see the end of it. But I can show you what it looks like when it's deployed. This is a deployed one from yesterday. And you can see you have your RPC endpoint right here. And you can have a look at it through Polkadot.js apps. You can just connect to it via your RPC endpoint. And you see we're making blocks. Blocks are happening. It says here 6 seconds, but it's actually not true. It's 48 seconds for this specific chain. And and it's just, it's on. You can even see it in, so what is it? It's 2462. You could see it in the list of parachains. West End, West End. If you go over here, 2, 4. Did I miss it? No. Here, this is our parachain. It's in there. It's happening. Yay! This one, so you have access to deployment files for your chain spec, Genesis, WASM, whatever you like. This is not a Kubernetes deployment, but in Kubernetes deployment, you have access to the logs of Collator and RPC node logs. I could have shown that, but I'm not showing that, sorry. I guess that's it. Is there any questions? Any more questions? No? Oh, there's a question. Can someone please help?
So I tried to I visited the website. I visited the website just now, and I don't know, you have to sign in, right?
Yeah, so it's not open to public yet.
Oh,
so
okay.
we had a round of beta testing, and if anyone is building something they're interested to beta test, we would be very happy to share info with you, and in exchange for feedback, you could beta test it. But it's not open public yet, but it's going to be open to public soon, and not like years soon, but much sooner than that. That's it. Okay, well, thanks for that. Yeah. Nice. Dun, dun, dun.